Century-old Aqueduct Racetrack, a Thursday in the Big Apple. We're off and running on our latest edition here on MSG Plus of Aqueduct Insider. Second floor clubhouse studios at the Big A. Glad to have you with us. It's Jason Blewitt, Maggie Wolfendale alongside. Clear, cool, but not as cold as it was yesterday.
It was much better, Jay. It was much more comfortable outside today. I think the horses, the track itself, and the jockeys obviously appreciated a little relief in the cold that has moved in fairly early here in November.
Some turf races carded on tomorrow's program, the Friday card, and we'll keep our fingers crossed. Maybe we sneak in with the grass race. We were on the main track throughout today's program, though no triple carryover in the pick six on a Thursday card where it turned out to be fairly chalky. But believe it or not, we're a week away from Thanksgiving, the annual start of Holiday Fest, and that is a special time, a fun time of the year at Aqueduct where stakes are lined up through Thursday all the way through Saturday.
Yeah, exactly. And Saturday kind of being the culminating day as we have the Cigar Mile. We've watched a couple Cigar Miles, or it used to be the Naira Mile, and Cigar earning his right to have this one named after him. And some very talented horses lined up, especially the two-year-olds as we see the Demoiselle and the Remsen.
A good-sized field, though, set to go in the 26th running of the Grade 1 Cigar Mile. Grade 1 winners run for $750,000. Breeders' Cup winners run for $1 million, and it is a race certainly headlined by Vijak, or at least he's a major player in that spot for trainer Rudy Rodriguez, a horse who's trying to join State Thursday as a Gotham and Cigar Mile winner. Vijak, late in his 4-year-old season, has found himself.
Yeah, he has. And he's kind of been I don't want to say mismanaged horse, but has found him in spots where he's just not as effective. And we saw him in the Kelso here going the one-turn mile. He's going to get to do that once again. And I really, truly think, Jay, that is his best game, is going that one-turn mile. He's a bigger horse, but yet he still has enough speed to put himself in the game. He just doesn't have that endurance that takes a horse, you know, going the 9 to 11 furlongs.
It's been a bit of a breakout year for Rudy Rodriguez, who will be looking as a trainer for his 4th Grade 1 victory, joining the Carter, Delaware Handicap, and Spinaway. We'll see what Vijak can do against a solid field. And again, this is likely a race that will take even more shape as we get closer to the big Saturday Cigar Mile Day program. But you've got the first 3 finishers of the Breeders' Cup Sprint dropping out of that race, among them Secret Circle and Private Zone, and even Bourbon Courage, who will all right next to each other.
Yeah, exactly. It's such a neat race, the Cigar Mile, because you do get those sprinter types facing against horses who are turning back essentially because, you know, they've gone the kind of classic distance and have been in those handicap races. So it's always a great matchup, and it's always interesting to see who's going to take that 3-week turnaround and show up from the Breeders' Cup.
Well, we cover all our bases on Cigar Mile Day, the current stars of the handicap division, but what about the stars of tomorrow? We check out Classy Class for Kieran McLaughlin, who is well stacked in all 3 races on that big Saturday card. He is likely to run at least 2 horses in the Remsen. Leading the charge, Classy Class, who's breaking his maiden here opening day, first time out, or I should say closing weekend, first time out at Belmont Park.
Jay, this was visually impressive as well as just darn right impressive. This horse, I really liked what I saw from him in the paddock, especially. They named him right. He is just that. He has a lot of class to him, and plus he's got the size and maturity to suggest that he can really build off of that effort going 6.5 first time out, in which he won.
Kieran's other horse for Godolphin, Frosted, who got the mile, an 89 buyer here opening weekend.
Yeah, this was an impressive effort as well because he dueled with the front runner and really just kind of put them away, ran a decent time as well, and he just looked as though he finally put everything together.
I'm sure the barn hopes to make some amends in the Remsen. That tough near miss, I mean, losing by a whisker to Honor Code with Cairo Prince a year ago in the 2013 Remsen. Kieran McLaughlin well stocked, as is Bob Robato, as we talk about 2-year-old fillies likely for the Demoiselle. This is really a race, and Puka's got a big question mark currently next to her name, dropping out of a 4th place finish in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies. But in the case of Keyzon for Bob Robato, here's a New York bred who's 2 for 2 and untested.
She really has been. Yes, we don't necessarily know what she's faced, and facing open company is going to be a step up for her, but she has absolutely dominated her foes in her first 2 efforts, both of which she's won by a combined 12 lengths. She's done it with ease each and every time.
Now, Puka ran well in the Breeders' Cup. Jacaranda's another horse that needs to be mentioned right here. She's unbeaten in a pair of starts and looked pretty good. What did you think of her attempted win here on Breeders' Cup Sunday?
I thought it was as professional as can be. Obviously, you always like a horse who shows and demonstrates that they like the track that they're running on. She really liked it here at the Big A, which she's going to maybe get in the Demoiselle if she chooses to run in it for Mike Hushin. But she really, I mean, you go back and watch her maiden score, and she had to overcome a lot of adversity where she was just running over heels and got away slowly. And last time, it was what Mike Hushin had hoping he'd see from her all along.
Fair enough. We look forward to those big Saturday stakes, the fall high weight for $300,000 on Thanksgiving. We'll have the Gopher Wand on Friday afternoon, and it's all good here at the Big A. But we did have 9 races. You're probably aware of that. Main track was fast, no turf on this 4th Thursday of the meet. We get to the first race, 12:20 post, 3 and up maidens going a mile. And here's Travis Stone with the call.
Punches through toward the rail. Those 3 across the track. Guggenheim comes out in 4th outside of Hollywood Idol. And 4 lengths back to Street Babe at the back of the packs. The field races for the main track, and it is Frank in front. Frank the leader. Toward the inside, Vea running in 2nd. Coach Inge on the outside is an up-close 3rd, 6 furlongs left to go. Then it's a break of 5 lengths back to Guggenheim, who's giving him a 6 or 7 length head start down the back stretch. Hollywood Idol follows that one. Another 5 back to Street Babe at the back. 22 and 3/5 seconds. So Frank running swiftly to the far turn. 3/4 clear of Coach Inge, who's now getting a bit closer. 2nd on the outside with a half mile to go. Vea has tailed off just a bit now, 3 lengths back in 3rd. First half, solid, 45 and 2/5 seconds. Guggenheim with some pace to close into now is getting going on the outside, and Hollywood Idol is there too. And Street Babe has found good stride, and all of a sudden, Street Babe, who was last a 16th ago, is now 3rd, is now 2nd, and is coming after Coach Inge, and now Street Babe's in front. Street Babe has taken the lead at the quarter pole. Coach Inge down inside, no response yet off the turn. Street Babe, the leader, opening up to lead by 2, now by 3. Coach Inge is 2nd. Farther back, it's Frank in 3rd, and Guggenheim is struggling back in 4th. They're inside the final 1/8 of a mile. Joel Rosario confident aboard Street Babe. They're clear by 4 as they come for the wire, and Street Babe is a last to first in-hand winner. Coach Inge 2nd, Frank 3rd, Guggenheim 4th.
Big effort first time out from Street Babe. What a move approaching the quarter pole.
I thought this was an absolutely exceptional effort here, Jay. I mean, you go down the backside, and he's at least 20 lengths out of it right about there as he got away slowly. And it's not like the pace completely collapsed. The pace setters were 2nd and 3rd in here, and he just blitzed by them on the turn and just galloped away under completely confident handling by his rider, Joel Rosario. This looks like a gelding with some promise. Took a while to get to the races, you must admit. But Street Babe, the gelding, looks like he has a future.
For trainer Michael Dilger, who's enjoying himself quite the fall meet. Now 5 for 11 during this current stand at the Big A. He was last Sunday's and last week's hot trainer right on Aqueduct Insider. He's got Big Guy Ian, who got a fast figure around the 97, 98 buyer in an allowance win last week. And this barn is going good. A former native of Dublin who went to the University of Dublin. He's well educated and a graduate, if I'm not mistaken, of the Darley Flying Start program.
Yes, he is, as well as a former assistant to Todd Pletcher. So he's had a very well-rounded and in-depth education in the horse racing game.
Let's get on to the older New York bred claimers, a grizzled group. Big speed. We send it back to Travis Stone for the call of race number 4. $20,000 tags across the board.
Start from the far outside. Okie dokie Smoky toward the inside, racing up to challenge as well. Up the back stretch, and it is NF's Destiny from the outside post over to the rail at a 2-length lead. Seek to Destroy on the outside, up for 2nd now. Okie dokie Smoky toward the inside, running in 3rd. One Great Classic, very keen and racing up on the leader's heels, in behind in 4th, in a bit tight there. Star of New York is wide out of the far turn run, so Scott and Tax Player at the back. So out of the turn they go. NF's Destiny, still the leader, under a snug hold, opens back up a length and a half. Seek to Destroy has been 2nd. Star of New York, 3 wide, far outside 3rd. Okie dokie Smoky running in 4th. One Great Classic with that early traffic trouble is back 5th, and 5 lengths to make up. Tax Player and So Scott at the back, 23 and 1/5 seconds the first quarter for NF's Destiny, who's off the turn in front. Seek to Destroy has been 2nd since the start and is still 2nd to the 8th pole. 4 lengths back from there, down inside One Great Classic. Tax Player coming on through. Okie dokie Smokey and So Scott on the far outside. But with a 16th left, NF's Destiny is holding on. And NF's Destiny is going to go gate to wire. Seek to Destroy second. Looks like Tax Player third over One Great
Chalky
Classic.
kind of card. Big favorite. NF's Destiny on the lead throughout. Beneath Apprentice, Angel Cruz.
Yeah, Angel Cruz picking up his first win here of the meet with Jocks agent Billy Castle. He has his bug until May. He's a 19, native of Maryland, so repping my home state. I love it.
Well, I got the Marylander right next to me, and we're glad you're with all of us as we take a quick breather here on this Thursday edition of Aqueduct Insider. A recap of the card, a Friday preview, and a lot more from the Mecca, so stay tuned. Cozy, warm, inviting, our home for the 6 months. It is the Big A century old, over a century old, in fact. 210 acres on the site of the old Brooklyn Waterworks. Pride and joy of the Big A. Glad you're still with us. Jason Blewitt, Maggie Wolfendale. We get closer, Maggie, to another Big A weekend. An honor code back in the entries this Saturday at race 6.
Yeah, in addition to the New York Stallion Series stakes, the return of last year's Remsen winner, that's honor code. He's looked fantastic out in the track, Jay, for Shug McGahee. Yes, maybe this isn't his ideal distance, going 6.5 furlongs and sprinting. He's going to have to face some, tried and true veterans, but just great to have him back. I mean, look, Kyra Prince, he's retired. Right. Honor code's back in the races.
Well, we hope he's poised for a big run here Saturday, win or lose for Shug, and perhaps a big 2015 going forward because he is a big talent. Well, speaking of race 6, we had one here this afternoon. Started the late pick 4, $50,000 starter allowance horses as we go back to Travis Stone.
Far outside, the Spotted Wonder. Peaceful Talk is there. Cowboy Boots up close to. Sideways Vision and down at the rail again some. Up the chute. Peaceful Talk up for the lead. The Spotted Wonder seconded outside, and here comes Byron's Pop farther out, running up to be third. Cowboy Boots tucks away toward the inside, running in fourth. March 2 is now fifth, again some 6. Sideways Vision is 7th. Sean and Matt is out in 8th, about 9 lengths behind early. A break of 5, back to Giant Fox, and Roman's Paradise is at the back. 23 flat for the first quarter, set by Peaceful Talk, who's out there at a 2-length lead, 5 furlongs to go. The Spotted Wonder stalking the pace, seconded outside with Byron's Pop 3 wide down the backstretch run from third. Cowboy Boots traveling well so far, 4th toward the inside, half-mile out, doesn't move on to the far turn. A break of 3 from there. Again, some is down inside, still 6 lengths behind, passed outside by Sean and Matt. March 2 is right there, too, between those two. Sideways Vision at the back of that leading group, Giant Fox and Roman's Paradise at the back, round the far turn. It is still Peaceful Talk in front. The Spotted Wonder cranks up that pressure. The Spotted Wonder coming after Peaceful Talk, and these two come off the turn together. Cowboy Boots is under the whip toward the inside in third. Byron's Pop is on the outside under the whip in fourth. Sean and Matt is 5th with 5 lengths to make up. Giant Fox is coming on the far outside. 8th pole now. The Spotted Wonder has taken over from Peaceful Talk. But here comes Giant Fox, and here comes Sean and Matt. 16th left, the Spotted Wonder reaching out for the line. Giant Fox continues to close. These two on the wire together. Giant Fox or the Spotted Wonder. Sean and Matt third.
There's about 1,150 feet off the far turn, right to the finish line here on the Aqueduct main track, and Giant Fox needed every single inch to wear down and get by the Spotted Wonder.
Yeah, it's funny. You see him just switch his leads about 5 strides out from the wire, and I think that really helped him, honestly, manage to get his nose up at the wire, too. He was holding it out. I'll give him credit. He wanted to kind of get it there in front, and really, it's a testament to what confidence, giving a horse confidence can do, because if you look way back when he won that maiden 20, he's really done nothing wrong, and before that there wasn't much hope for him, so he's found himself a nice little niche in these starter races.
Jeff Treadway, Leah Giamardi, Taylor Rice, the winning rider. We hope to see Jeff Silks here during Holiday Fest in the Comely with Sweet Reason, the multiple Grade 1 winner. Good effort as well. Did you think the Spotted Wonder ran pretty well?
Improved vastly. I mean, he's coming off such a long layoff, and Leo O'Brien's really kind of got him where he he needs to be, obviously. I was really impressed with this effort from him as well.
And how often do you see a pair of horses who are both by full brothers won 1-2? Giants Causeway over Freud with those two horses in race number 6. Pretty cool. Race 8, technically the Thursday feature. Solid group, New York bred, 2 other than allowance optional claimer for the fillies and mares. Travis Stone out of the gate down the backside.
A bit of an awkward start for Official and Colorblind. They're both off to the back of the pack, way out there. Brigetta up for the lead, and here comes Pearls for Girls pushing through toward the inside. So they come for the main track. Brigetta's in front. Pearls for Girls running in second by 2. Girlbouten comes out in third. Comfortable at this point, only 2.5 lengths off the lead. Then it's Canal 6, Penthouse Party, Official near the back with Colorblind the last one. Down the back stretch, Brigetta's in front by 2. In the first quarter, 22 3/5 seconds. Brigetta is the leader to the half-mile pull. Pearls for Girls second. Girlbouten relatively close to the solid early pace on the far outside, running in third by 2. Then it's Canal 6 in fourth. Penthouse Party fifth toward the rail. Official running in sixth. Colorblind is seventh. Onto the far turn. Brigetta carves out a half in 46 2/5 seconds. But here comes Girlbouten seconded outside, and Canal 6 with a blitz on the far turn. 3 wide and all the way up to challenge for that lead. So they round the far turn. Brigetta, Girlbouten, and Canal 6. These 3 cross the track outside the quarter pole. Girlbouten takes a narrow lead away as they come off the turn. Girlbouten first into the stretch. Brigetta down inside, fighting right back. Canal 6 is now back into third. The rest with a lot to do. Furlong left to go. Girlbouten is a 2-length leader. Brigetta down inside, and Canal 6 farther back. Official has moved into a distant fourth, but with a 16th to go. Girlbouten's going to win by 4 in the end. Impressive effort over Canal 6, Brigetta, and Official.
Short prices outside of Giant Fox have ruled the show today, and here's a 3-5 favorite at 340 in Girlbouten. Pretty much a walk in the park here, getting back to Aqueduct.
Yeah, it's not oftentimes you see a New York bred by AP Indy, none other than the great sire. But Girlbouten, she's a talented young filly for the ever-dangerous Mike Hushin, and she really made it look very easy here today against these.
I think she still has some untapped potential, was only running for the 5th time in her career, was coming out of it against the bias trip over at Belmont Park, had run well stumbling and falling out of the gate essentially at Saratoga at a race she won. Do you think going forward, A, will she have to run against open company, and B, perhaps does she have some improving to do?
Obviously, I do think she has some improving to do. I think AP Indies do tend to get better as they get older, and furthermore, I don't think she has any other option than to face open company unless, you know, an overnight stake for the New York Breds pops up.
Mike Hushin, the Bromans, Jose Ortiz. In fact, Erod was second with Canal 6, who ran okay, capping the exacta, short-priced exact at that, as we take a look at what else happened here on this 4th Thursday of the meet.
Lead, Resilient one, 3 wide, coming under a drive. Right behind is Dukas, trying to angle toward the outside. Dukas to the 2-path now, coming after Summerhouse. Summerhouse, length lead. Dukas seconded outside and trying to close, but Summerhouse is digging down and fending off Dukas. Summerhouse in front, Dukas trying to get by, time running out. Summerhouse takes them start to finish. 2-length winner. Dukas couldn't get there, but second. 5 lengths back to Resilient there. My Place 4 wide on the far outside, and Matching Skies swings out as well, and way out there, Coast of Sangria down to the final furlong. Pura Vida Zen has snuck on through to take the lead. Matching Skies and Coast of Sangria coming hard on the far outside. 16th out, Pura Vida Zen still the leader. Coast of Sangria continues to fight on with Matching Skies. Here's the wire, Pura Vida Zen. Half-length winner on the line. Coast of Sangria was second. Mile. And then it's Betty Brown-Nose and Quick Reward. Top of the stretch, Jumalaka still clear by 2.5. Oh My God, Donna's been chasing through a 46 4/2 and does it into the final furlong as well. Jumalaka's in front. Oh My God, Donna plugging away, getting closer, so is the wire. Irish Jasper third. Jumalaka's desperate for the line. Here's Oh My God, Donna to nail it in the final strides. Oh my God, Donna, just up over Jumalaka. Still the leader. Blazing Truth still second. It'll Be Fine still third, but they're much closer as they come off the turn. They're stacked across the track. To the Hunt tried to cut the corner, still holding on to a narrow lead. Blazing Truth, It'll Be Fine, 2 and 3 wide. Here comes It'll Be Fine and Javier Castellato on the far outside to take charge for a long out. It'll Be Fine now starting to edge clear from Blazing Truth and Ode to the Hunt. The other two never threatened. They race for the wire. It'll Be Fine from off the pace. A 2.5 length winner over Blazing Truth, Ode to the Hunt. Haffermeyer Street fourth. Across the racetrack, Zabayon far outside. Spot City Treasure cut the corner. Hush, Hush, Mush, Mush is fighting on. Nowhere to go for Fictional Character. Has been stopped, moving inside and outside, and is still stuck with nowhere to go. Furlong left. Still Spot City Treasure in front. Hush, Hush, Mush, Mush. Party On is coming on, and Fictional Character on the far outside. Spot City Treasure still the leader. Spot City Treasure fends them all off. Spa City Treasure is the winner in a roughly run race. Hush, Hush, Mush,
Jose
Mush.
Ortiz sweeping the late double aboard the Turf Horse, who got in, dropped down in claiming price, or ran back for the 40, but was running against a weaker field of dirt horses in the nightcap. And Spa City Treasure would not be denied for Rick Blewitt Jr., but an intriguing race where 6 of them or so were stacked across the main track with the furlong out. Maggie, would you agree Fictional Character took the worst of it?
Oh, totally. You see he's weaving in and out. The 14 goes out, he goes in, he goes out. He can't get back, can't get through that hole. It was a bit of an ugly race, to say the least. I mean, you look at the winner who did take them gate to wire. Look how badly he's getting out, and Jose Ortiz doing a great job of getting him or keeping him on a straight line. You have Hush Hush Mush Mush, the professional loser, and like you said, Fictional Character just taking the worst of it and probably should have won.
He is on every trip handicapper's list at a short price off a troubled trip. That's the ironic thing with him.
Yeah.
Had a tough trip here November 9th where pretty much the same thing happened, and he was stopped multiple times in the stretch. We'll see if they make a rider change coming back, but Jimmy Ryerson, I've got to think, was pretty frustrated. We take a look at the rider standings. Speaking of the jocks who were aboard in race number 9, Cornelia Velazquez has been our leader pretty much since day number 1, and he still, Maggie, has that 2-win lead on Erad.
Yeah, he's been here. Obviously, he hasn't missed a day, as where Erad has, and it's going to be tight between those two, I think, throughout the winter time here, Jay.
Angel Arroyo fourth with 12 wins. Like this ride back in race 3. Got his position, as the MIG would say, going forward aboard Pura Vida Zen. David Jacobson, 17 wins, well in front of Rudy Rodriguez, who might also run Condo Commando in the Demoiselle.
There you go. We'll see how she handles that kind of distance. And Rudy, well, it's down by 9. Last time I was up here, he was down by 10.
Well, he's gaining a little bit on David Jacobson, who just comes at you with the numbers. And David's main client drawing away stable atop the owner standings with 6 victories. This is a very short meet that'll get down to the nitty-gritty before we get on the inner track. Early on in December. Claims on the afternoon. None yesterday on a frigid day at the Big A. 2 today. My Place, who had a wide trip, and Pura Vida Zen, who saved ground.
Yeah, exactly. I thought there were more claims actually today, Jay, especially in that 20 race for the New York Reds. But Pura Vida Zen, man, I was wondering when somebody was going to claim her finally from Steve Claceris.
She's very consistent, going to a good trainer in Rick Schosberg, a good group of owners in Clear Star Stable, and we have our Friday preview. We hope to get a turf race in, so stay tuned on MSG+. Flying past the 16th pole, that soft light, we get some wildly beautiful sunsets with those amazing skylines of Manhattan and sightlines here at the Big A. Glad you're with us. Let's wrap up the show. Maggie and myself will get to the Friday preview, beginning with race 4, split divisions of New York-bred maidens, in fact, in the 4th race as we get to our first replay concerns David Rocks, who's been keeping good company.
Yeah, and we'll actually check out 2 other runners who are in the other division tomorrow. But David Rocks ran very well, especially for a Bruce Levine first-time starter, and I don't mean to be harsh, but he's just not known to do well with firsters, and just run down here by Tiz Quick, but he got away quickly, and he just barely, was defeated. So I thought it was a good effort.
Pierce's Prize from August 31st, closing weekend upstate at Saratoga.
Yeah, Pierce's Prize to me is the horse to beat here, Jay. As you look at that race, you have Saratoga Heater, who just ran him down. He battled 3 wide throughout this race. race here. And Saratoga Heaters come back to win the Bertram F. Bongard. You have Ostrolenko, who was way back. He's been undefeated since for Todd Pletcher since then, as including the Sleepy Hollow. And 2 next time out winners. To me, he's just the horse to beat.
Goes from the outside, Jimmy Ryerson, who had some tough luck in the nightcap. A fictional character looks to be in a good spot outside once again with Pierce's Prize. Race 7 a bit later, second division of these New York bred 2-year-old maidens. Mason's Dream, our first replay, coming in out of a second at 7-5.
Yeah, actually, my dad trains for this owner as well down in Maryland, but he just feels like a horse who takes a while to get in stride. I don't know why he can't, and he just kind of comes up short each and every time, as he was defeated by a first-time starter in which this race was mostly comprised of.
Andrew's got zip. We'll pick up his race with the 7 Summerhawk from the gate, and keep your eye as the number 3 was off slowly.
Yeah, he's number 8 here, Jay, and he rushes up 3 wide now. He just kind of hesitated a bit, like he wasn't ready, kind of fell back on his hindquarters, and he rushes up 3 wide here. This was going 7/8, which is a demanding distance first time out, and really didn't have the best of trips. I think this horse cutting back a furlong should be very dangerous, as he was going to be actually my Paddock Insider for tomorrow.
Well, fair enough. I hope he runs well as your Paddock Insider, because you just made him your Paddock Insider. Took a lot of money in that race on Showcase Day for Rick Schosberg, first time out at 5-1. Turf, we hope that's the case a bit later in the card. State breds, more New York breds with the non-winners of 1 allowance scheduled on the turf at 1 mile. King Quintana's been pretty good for Jimmy Toner and lost a tough one on October 19th.
Yeah, you kind of get the feeling like she should have won this one, and she actually rated pretty successfully. They kind of changed up tactics. She was a filly who, at least in her route races previous to, had wanted to be on the lead, and she rated well and kindly, and we'll see how that plays out tomorrow. She might be a little more forwardly placed. There's definitely some speed fillies in there, but we'll turn our attention to Graceful Gal now, who visually was super impressive.
Crushed the field at a race that came up unbelievably fast. We'll see if the fig is accurate and a predictor going forward. An 80 buyer beating this field, hard to believe, but she powered away and took down the boys last time out. Crushed the Colts and Geldings on October 29th.
Like she was almost a year older than them as well. I mean, she just dominated that field, and horses who like the Aqueduct turf course tend to keep liking it. So I think that's another feather in her cap.
We talk about fast figures. A man that always puts up triple-digit buyers, Andy Serling, is standing by, and here's who to look for tomorrow afternoon.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed and hoping we are on the turf for the 3rd race on Friday, giving a little bit of a chance for things to thaw out and dry out. Because I think the 3rd race, a maiden race in the turf for New York breds, is a very good opportunity with the 5 Mana Fire. I think this is a horse that does not look that good on paper, that can easily beat the main contenders of this race. I've just had enough of the ones. They've had their chances, and here they're going to take money. And Mana Fire came back off a layoff and a trainer change last time in a 6 furlong race. Well, he is not particularly suited to 6 furlongs. And he had subtle but significant trouble in that race that prevented him from doing any real running. He wants to go long, he gets to go long. If we're on the turf on Friday in the 3rd race, Man of Fire gets the money at what I think should be a fair price.
Andy, thanks much. We are out of time. The Big A is alive and well. Delmar, they're firing away at Gulfstream West. Get that Now Rewards account going. Maggie and I will see you tomorrow night right here on MSG+.